constant search of trying to get the perfect video to upload to Facebook is quite the deal. So I'm going to try and do a second video today. So here I go. This is actually the Wagonwheel with the flowers. We did this at a paint party, and it was very well received, and it's a fun video to do and not very hard. So first thing you're going to do, this is a 9x12, so you could do an 11x14, you could do an 8x10, whatever size you want to do. And I drew a line across here about, let's see how far up it is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inches. So you're going to have to scale that depending on what size canvas you use, but I want this much, about this much ground, and this is going to be sky. So I drew a line across there, and then of course I'm going to get my testy, probably should use a new one, but I think this will be okay. Little piece of painter's tape, and I'm going to put it down and just make sure that it's really good on there because I don't want anything to bleed underneath, although I could probably fix it if it did. All right, palette, we are going to need some green, and I'm using craft paint this time. Green, we got gray, white. This is cream color, but it's very stuck. White, blue, and yellow, and some brown. Now, I may not, these colors may dry on me before I get to use them, but I can actually spray this so it won't do that to me. So. And we are going to be using a brush. This is probably a 1 inch or this is actually a 3/4 inch Zen Roiling Nickel. I love these brushes. I'm going to also probably need I'll use a little bigger 1.5 bristle brush to do the background on the top and on the bottom. And my finger to make the little flowers. So you're just going to have to follow along and see. So first thing we're going to do is top. We're going to do some white, some gray, and I'm going to go across like this. So I'm actually doing dab, 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 dab. I want that sky to be a little bit stormy, and I'm going to come back in just a minute and add some blue to it in some spots. So, you know, you just got to be brave sometimes and do things that are a little bit, if you think stepping out of your comfort zone, you should. You should do it. So, okay, so this blue is a lot more darker than I really want, so I'm just going to add some more of that white to it. If we have to get more white, we will. And I'm just going to drag that through there, but I'm not going to pick up any more. I just want it to kind of be stormy like that. A little bit more white. Okay. All right, that's great. I could put a little cloud in the sky by just doing that. A bit more. A little bit more light. Just want one more cloud on that sky, and it's not. There we go. Okay. All right, that's good. I'm going to get into that brush. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is take this tape off, like so. I'm going to start on the ground. And I want a rather light green. This is too dark, so I'm going to go over here and add some white. Much, much, much lighter. More kitty. Can't be up here. I know. Okay. Normally, if I was standing up, this would be a little easier because I want to get right here as level as I can without. I'm going to go back and I'm going to just bring that green down like that. Adding white as I go. Now, one thing you might do in this picture is add some background trees, and I'll come and do that in just a minute. It's getting lighter down here towards the bottom, and that's okay because we're going to have some greenery down there. Okay, now I'm going to get these I'm not even going to wash my brush out, but I'm just going to dip it back into the darker green. And I'm going to go up here and just do that all the way across. Different sizes. So because it's far away, they need to be smaller and lighter. Now just take that. Now, next thing will be, I'm going to put a wagon wheel in here. So, let's see, is this too big? Yeah, it is. A little big. And only half of it. Kitty, kitty. Okay, with my chalk pencil, I'm going to draw right around the edge of that. Just like that. And then I'm going to think, kind of eyeballing this. And we need some kind of oh darn. That's what happens when you get to slopping things around. Now I'll have to fix that, but that's okay. Alright, I'm going to do I can't see it right. Let's make a little hub there. Okay, so now we're going to start out by painting the spokes first. I'm going to use, I got this size of brush with some brown. Putting my brush down, wiping off the excess, getting the brown and a little bit of the white over here. I'm just going to paint that. I want white to show, like it looks like it's weathered. I'm just going to pull that in like that. That whole thing will be different in a little bit up here. Making sure that my wheel is going to cover up these spokes, so I want to go out into there. When you're painting, you look at things and you decide what needs to be painted first. Okay, now I'm going to go back to that bigger brush that I had to paint my spoke in. So it's still wet, so I'm just going to pick up brown and some more white, and I'm going to come up here and drag it like that. And it's going to go right over the top of the spokes. You're not going to see those spokes that are sticking in that wheel any longer. They're going to be covered up. My wheel has gotten bigger down here. So let's make this a little bit bigger there. One thing I did not put out is some black. So, let me get a little bit of black. Right there. Just a skosh. Only that much. A little bit of black to do this. Middle of this. I actually picked up a little bit of gray. Now I'm just going to drag in some black and some gray through that old wagon wheel. Okay. Nice. All right. Washing that brush out. And I am going to take some of this green and mix it with a little tiny bit of black to get like an olive, get a darker olive green. I'm going to come down here and I'm going to take that up like that. Now I've got mostly the lighter green. And let's put some over here in front of this one. Let's do one that's going up and over the lid. Now I'm going to pick up a little brown, still has green in it. I'm just going to go up like that and up like that. Over here, I'm going to go up like that. Okay. Now I am going to use this yellow this is my stem. That's my stem right there, and that's my stem, and this little tiny stem. So over here in this little tiny stem, I'm going to get some yellow, and I'm going to mix it with white because yellow is so transparent. So I'm just going to set some white right next to the yellow, like that, and I'm going to mix it together. I'm not mixing it thoroughly. I'm just giving it kind of a streaky like thing, and I'm going to come down here and just touch. And then I'm going to do that one on this one. Now, I do think I want something pink in there. So I'm going to add some pink, magenta. It's just a dark pink, this particular one. So it looks like that. And rinse that brush out. This is a filbert brush. And I'm going to pick up some of that and some white. And I'm going to come up here and do that with those. I suppose these could be lupin. One of my favorite springtime flowers when I was a kid growing up. There used to be. So now I'm going to take some of this and the blue. And I'm going to add some more, and I'm going to get kind of a purplish color here. And I'm just going to touch in some spots. And there's my other stem. Let's do that particular. Maybe it's a little bit darker. I'm going to add some white to it. You just have to touch and pull, touch and pull, touch and pull. It's just a practice thing, but I know you guys can do it. So let me just kind of add a little. You have to be careful when you put yellow and purple together because it'll gray out. It's just not dark enough for me, so I'm going to try a little bit of pink. Oh, that's nice. It'll give you a peachy color. So actually, I think that's pretty much done. I'd like to just say I'd like to sign my name and just be done with it right there. Let's see. Maybe just some little tiny. Just kind of giving it a little bit more grass down here. After I looked at it, I didn't like. Touch, 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 touch. I need one more flower. One more flower coming out of here. Because it needs to. It just needs it. And I'm going to take it up over the top. And maybe we'll do it all blue. Blue and white. Let's do blue and white. Blue. Yeah, like that. Happy Spring Day, like that. Okay, gonna sign my name. And I will put it in with, I think, black. Right down here.